Welcome to Deep Dive. Welcome. We're thrilled to have you here. Let's dive in and grow together.
Welcome to Deep Dive Podcast. I'm Isha, and this is the podcast where we unravel the mysteries of life, death, and everything in between through profound books.
This is Om. This book takes the concept of death, something most of us avoid discussing, and places it front and center as an essential part of life. Isha, where do we begin?
Well, let's start at the beginning. Chapter 1. What is Death? Where Sadhguru asks us to confront our limited understanding of death with a powerful story from the Mahabharata.
Sadhguru begins with a profound question. What is death? He describes death not as a singular event, but as an ongoing process within the body. To highlight humanity's lack of awareness about this, he refers to the story of Yudhishthira and the Yaksh from the Mahabharata. Isha, would you like to share the story?
Sure. In the Mahabharata, Yudhishthira is asked by a mystical yaksha, "What is the greatest wonder?" His answer is profound. The greatest wonder is that every day death takes people, yet people live as if they were immortal. It's a wake-up call, reminding us that while death is inevitable, we often live as though we have unlimited time.
Sadhguru uses this to challenge our perception of life and death as separate. He emphasizes that spiritual practices can help us transcend the fear of mortality and embrace it as a part of life.
In Chapter 2, Sadhguru breaks down the mechanics of death, introducing concepts like the Pancha Pranas, the 5 vital life energies, and the chakras. The 5 vital life energies are prana, governs respiration and life energy intake, centered in the chest. Apana, controls excretion and reproduction with downward energy in the lower abdomen. Samana, manages digestion and balance, located in the stomach. Udana, regulates speech, growth, and spiritual ascent, focused in the throat and head. Vyana, facilitates circulation and movement, spread throughout the body. They are essential in sustaining life and are harmonized through yogic practices like pranayama. How did this resonate with you?
It made me see death as not just physical, but energetic. He describes how these energies withdraw during death, causing a gradual shutdown of the body. It's fascinating how our alignment of energy and consciousness can shape the dying experience.
And the emphasis on handling those final moments with care was eye-opening. It's about creating an environment that supports a peaceful spiritual transition.
Next chapter dives into how the way we die matters. Sadhguru talks about natural deaths, accidents, and even suicide, each with unique spiritual implications. What stood out to you, Isha?
His compassionate discussion on the topic of ending one's life was deeply impactful. Rather than passing judgment, he examines the underlying suffering and the karmic repercussions. He also highlights the significance of mental and emotional states at the time of death, as they can greatly affect what follows.
Here's where things get really interesting. Sadhguru suggests that death isn't just inevitable, it can be approached consciously. He talks about death as a portal to higher dimensions. Isha, what did you think about the idea of hacking death?
It's a radical shift from fearing death to preparing for it. Techniques like mastering energy withdrawal or achieving certain meditative states feel empowering, not mystical. It reframes death as an opportunity for transcendence.
Speaking of transcendence, Chapter 5 explores Mahasamadhi, the ultimate dissolution of the self. Sadhguru shares stories of yogis consciously exiting their bodies when their purpose is complete. How did this chapter impact you, Isha?
It gave me chills. The idea that enlightenment isn't about avoiding death but embracing it consciously is profound. Mahasamadhi becomes the ultimate goal, a reminder of what's possible with spiritual mastery.
Chapter 6 shifts focus to us. How do we prepare for a good death? Sadhguru highlights practices like cultivating ajas or life energy and embracing detachment. What resonated with you?
The emphasis on overcoming fear stood out. By embracing the Vanaprastha ashrama, the stage of renunciation, he encourages us to detach from material life and focus on our inner journey.
In Chapter 7, Sadhguru shifts to how we can help others during their final moments. Creating a peaceful, supportive environment is key. Isha, any thoughts?
Yes, especially his guidance on emotional support and organ donation. It's not just about rituals, but about honoring the process and ensuring dignity for the dying.
The emphasis here is on rituals. Sadhguru highlights the significance of Kalabhairava Karma, a ritual designed to release karmic bonds. Isha, why do you think this is important?
It's about closure for both the living and the dead. Severing attachments allows the soul to move on and prevents lingering emotional or energetic ties.
Grief takes center stage in next chapter. Sadhguru sees it as an opportunity for introspection. What's your take, Isha?
I appreciated how he reframes grief as a way to honor our connection with the deceased. It's not just about loss, but about celebrating the love and memories.
Here's a shift, ghosts. Sadhguru acknowledges disembodied beings and their impact on the living. How did you feel about this?
It was surprisingly grounded. He doesn't sensationalize but offers practical advice for dealing with such energies, emphasizing the importance of resolving attachments.
Reincarnation is next. Sadhguru explores what carries over between lives, like karmic impressions. Isha, what did you find most intriguing?
His personal stories about past lives were fascinating. It made the concept feel relatable, like our present life is part of a much larger journey.
The final chapter ties it all together. Sadhguru encourages us to live fully while preparing for an effortless departure. What's your takeaway, Isha?
That death isn't the end. It's a transition. And by embracing it, we can truly live without fear.
That's it for this episode of Deep Dive Podcast. Sadhguru's death, an inside story, shows us that life and death aren't opposites. They're intertwined.
Join us for next episode as we explore another thought-provoking book. Until then, remember Yudhishthira's wisdom. Every day, death takes people, yet we live as if we were immortal. Let's live consciously. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected. Your support means a lot.